culture swap.
Swap my culture. Which one do you want to do first?
I think we should start with Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I agree. Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. Better watch out.
So, listeners, this is the third in the series. We've done Silent Night, Deadly Night, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Can you,
Fast,
Ellie,
Furious.
could you just give us a quick plot synopsis of what happened in Silent Night, Deadly Night 1?
Yeah, I can. A guy named Billy witnesses Santa murder his parents.
And rape his mum.
And rape his mum.
Yeah.
This scars him for life. He's
Obviously.
got a perpetual fear of Santa. He sort of lives a normal life apart from this one time a year where it's really stressful for him. Gets
Well,
a
he
job at a
also
toy
is in that
store.
orphanage with the creepy nun lady that
Yeah, so
teaches
he
him the
gets
whole
punished
punishment
for
thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of punishments. He's a poor kid, you know. He goes to work in a toy store as an adult. They get him to dress up as Santa. He goes crazy. He
gets
kills a lot
triggered.
of people. Yeah, he kills a lot of people. Eventually gets shot to death in front of his younger brother,
Yeah.
Ricky.
Thank you. So, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. We open and we witness Billy witnessing the murder and rape of his mother. We then go on to see him go through the mean orphanage where a nun abuses him. He then gets a job at a toy store where they make him dress up as Santa, and he goes on to kill a lot of people. Interspersed with this are images of Ricky doing creepy things like getting right behind the therapist and being like, "And that's not all they did." And eventually he shouts "Garbage Day," the younger brother, and
Shoots some
a
people.
man. Yeah.
Which leads us nicely into Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. Better watch out after Ricky, I think in the end of Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, gets shot.
Yeah,
Presumed
I
dead?
don't super remember the end. to the
Oh, maybe you
second
should
one.
watch it again then.
I was tempted to, but then I was like, I would have to also sit through an hour of just number one again.
Yeah, so you don't have to watch number 1 at least.
This is true. If we ever do recap them, we can just watch 2 onwards.
The only problem is you missed the best scene from number 1.
What is the best scene from number 1?
It's the song montage where Billy's working at the toy store and the warm side of the door is playing.
Yes, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just beautiful. If the second film included that montage in its
It
recap,
would be perfect.
its 40-minute recap, it would make number 1 entirely redundant.
Yeah. So yeah, we watched number 3, which so this is the thing. You're more of like an expert on like the slasher films of this era than I am. Like I've seen a lot of them, but I don't know. You've always struck me as more of the
I've seen a lot
guy
more
to talk
probably,
to.
yeah.
Yeah. So, is it common for these sort of films? Because there always seems to be a point where one of the films starts to go a little bit crazy.
Yeah?
And
Yeah.
and I know Silent Night, Deadly Night, number 1 and 2, well, specifically 2, is already going a little bit crazy. But this one, we're like dumped in the deep end of like that 80s, like, what do we do with a sequel? I guess a psychic girl and a killer with his brain in effectively a jar
Yeah.
on top of his head.
It's definitely starting to go crazy. I think we have to prepare ourselves for the fact that there's still 2 more to come, so...
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for 4 because you've been building up 4 for like 3 years now.
It's my favourite.
Yeah.
The issue is, obviously, when I saw it, this was way back when I still thought Feast was good. So,
This is true. It could be abysmal.
It really
If we get
could.
to the end of this series and we're both like, well, that was shit, I'm going to be a bit disappointed.
I think we should prepare ourselves for that possibility. Maybe even
All right.
inevitability.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, yeah, this came out in 1989, which you think 80s was really the heyday for the slasher craze.
Yeah.
And by like 1989, it really was, right, what can we do different now? Because you think 90s was when it went all postmodern and was like Scream in 94, which was essentially critiquing the slasher rules. So we're only like 5 years out of that, from that at this point.
Yeah, and I guess they're also sort of
Was Scream
competing
96?
with each other.
I think Scream was 96. That was my bad. But yeah,
Like,
it
because
is 96.
you're releasing your new slasher film, Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, but you've got the Freddy stuff, the Jason stuff, and you're like, well, they're already like, I don't think Jason was in space by this point, but that's what,
No,
you
he
know what I
wasn't.
mean? Like,
That was early 2000s.
you've seen them start to do these crazier and crazier things, so then you're like, well, shit, we've got to do the same thing. Because this one is definitely, this is the one where, like, 2 is ridiculous, and it's badly acted, and I love it,
Yeah.
but this one is definitely like, the plot has just sort of gone a bit mental.
It's going that way, definitely.
I mean, it's effectively listeners, by the way, there are spoilers for Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. Obviously. You should know that by now, but I will say it now because we haven't really spoiled anything yet, but we will do if you want to see it.
Yeah.
You follow Laura, I believe her name is.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Who is a blind woman.
Yes.
Who has psychic powers.
Yeah.
She doesn't know she's psychic really, or she doesn't think she is. She
I
sort
mean,
of knows there's something.
Yeah, just tying this back to what you were previously saying, I just had to do some quick check-in.
Oh, okay.
Bear in mind, in 1988, so a year before this came out, you had Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, which is essentially Carrie versus Jason, because it's a girl with telekinesis powers.
Right, so it was these things are starting to go psychic.
Yeah. Sorry, as you were.
Yeah, so this one we're following Laura, a blind psychic girl who is being experimented on by a doctor.
Who
puts her to
is in Twin Peaks, fun fact, which we've discussed previously on the podcast.
Fair enough.
There's 3 people in this that have gone on to work with David Lynch later on, and 2 of the people were also in Twin Peaks.
Interesting. Liam's fun fact of the day.
There might be more, who knows?
Who knows? But this doctor's experimenting on her by putting her to sleep, and she then is sort of psychically going into the dreams of Ricky,
who's in a
the
coma.
serial killer from the second one.
But he's in a coma.
Who is in a coma and has been for 6 years, I believe.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Is the idea.
Yeah.
She goes into his dreams, and in those dreams, he tries to murder her, sometimes as Santa, sometimes as himself, who is this sort of slightly disfigured guy with literally a Perspex dome over his head that lets you see his brain.
It's a bold look.
It is. Just very quickly, I'm sort of jumping ahead because this isn't part of the plot, but one of my favourite parts is he wears a hat at one point, and this Perspex bowl on his head has got this metal ring around it that locks it onto his head, and he wears this beanie wool cap, and it doesn't cover it.
No.
It covers his brain, but you can very clearly see that he's got this metal ring embedded in his head. Good times.
Yeah, fashion isn't a high priority. I mean, he's got other things going on.
He has.
Yeah.
He's got other things going on, like he wants to kill Laura.
Or I don't even know if he wants to kill her necessarily.
I don't think he does. I think they sort of implied that it's more of I don't know.
Well,
he's almost
I guess it's as much as she can see him, he sees her.
Yeah.
Because he goes to her grandmother's house.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of he feels that connection there. I don't think he necessarily wants to kill her.
Yeah, because at the end he doesn't super try to kill her, where he is definitely trying to kill everyone else.
Yeah.
But this is he doesn't actually kill a whole lot of people in this film.
No, there's no.
There's one death.
No, there's a couple
one death.
more.
There's one death right at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's true. He kills the Santa. He kills the receptionist.
Yeah.
He kills the brother's girlfriend.
Yeah, he kills the truck driver guy.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I forgot about the truck driver guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, he gets a few.
Yeah, he gets the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor's an idiot though.
Yeah, he kind of deserves it.
I mean, this film. The thing is, guys, the plot. That's kind of it. It's just Laura sees in his brain. He wakes up because a drunk Santa comes into the hospital.
Yeah. And
tries to drink in the same room as him, which triggers him. He then goes on.
The drunk Santa is a bit mean as well. Calls him a vegetable, and asks him who his favourite singer is, and then makes a terrible joke about it being Perry Como or someone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
it's just it falls into the same problems that number 2 had with the acting. A lot of the actors in this film are not great, and I don't want to disparage them, but there's a lot of scenes that have that sort of cheesy. There's a couple of oh no's.
See, I'd almost disagree. I actually like a lot of the actors in it. I just think the script isn't very good.
There was definitely the main actors are good. Laura, her brother, the girlfriend. I think their acting's fine.
Yeah, so Bill Moseley plays Ricky, and I feel like he's not really given a chance to act.
No, Ricky is the true shambling serial killer where he just walks at a very slow pace, occasionally mumbles Laura or Ricky.
Yeah, that's about it. So Bill Moseley is now really well known for being in a lot of horror films. I'm pretty sure he was in one of the Texas Chainsaw sequels, but he's also more recently been in House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Have you seen those films?
I haven't.
We should add them to our list of future culture swaps. At least House of a Thousand Corpses. Kat hates it. I don't mind
it. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a
clowns in it.
It's got a young Chris Hardwick in it. and
Yes,
a young Rainn Wilson.
Yeah, I know of the film.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's a famous scene on the stairs with some cutting of legs, I believe.
Is there?
Maybe not.
We'll have to
I've
watch
got
it
mixed
and
up
find
with the
out.
film. We'll find out.
But yeah. So yeah, Bill Moseley is like an icon of horror almost. But when you look at him here, you're just like, oh, what? No.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, no, it's just slow, shambling serial killer.
I thought it was interesting that there was a blind lead character.
Yep.
Obviously, when I picked this series to do 3 years ago,
Yep.
I didn't realise the significance of that. And it when I was watching this, I wondered something.
Go on.
This being our, festive Christmas special, if I get like fully blind and Kat like leaves me because she just can't deal with how much of a nuisance it is, will you help look after me?
I genuinely would.
That's what I was hoping.
I'm not even joking. I genuinely look
You just
after
like
you.
drive me around to like hospital appointments and watch me get psychically connected to comatose serial killers. But
Yeah, I feel like it'd be worse for you because you'd be like, where are we going, Ellie? And I'd be like, oh, this doctor totally said he can cure you. And then you'd be lying next to a serial killer and I'd be like, I've seen Silent Night, Deadly Night 3.
this is going to end well.
Yeah.
Also,
only end
why is
positively.
his brain exposed in a jar? But yeah, no, I was just
Honestly.
wondering. I was like, I wonder who, like my mum obviously, but she ain't going to be around forever. So then I was like, who's gonna help?
I would genuinely come and look after you.
I'm scared by
Not
that,
even look
though.
after you, because there's a lot of stuff you could probably do by yourself. Like,
I wouldn't
being
want to,
blind
though.
Isn't, no, but being blind isn't like the end of the world. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it is a horrible thing. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be like, oh, fucking don't worry about it, Liam. But it's not like you turn blind and then...
I think as
That's
long as
it.
I had people that could help, it would be a little bit more manageable.
And to be fair, I think the portrayal of, like, other people in this film, I don't think that's accurate to today. Like, the
No.
nurse in this... There's literally a scene where Laura has just left this, like, experiment right at the beginning. She
Yeah.
comes out and she says to this nurse, the reception lady, and she's like, oh, hi, can you tell me when my brother gets here?
Yeah.
She's holding it... She's literally been using her cane to get
Yeah.
around. She's very clearly blind. And the lady's like, what do I look... I think she says, like, what do I look like or something?
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
like, well, no, firstly, she's blind, so that's
Yeah.
just not nice.
So
And then...
it was this scene that made me think of asking you this, because I was like, well, at least
Yeah.
she has her brother to help. I don't have siblings.
Yeah, I'd be
So-
like the cool older brother, but a girl.
Yeah, makes
And
sense.
you'd be the blind younger sister, but a boy.
But a boy. Yeah.
And older. Very confusing.
Who would you share a bath with? Because the thing that makes me a little bit... The question mark I have over this film, right, is
Yeah.
the older brother's girlfriend looks a lot like his blind sister.
She does.
So, would you be sharing a bath with someone that looks a lot like me? Is the real question that we're getting to here.
I hope not.
Thanks.
Sorry. You're not my type, mate.
No, that's good. That'd be worrying if I was. Imagine
But
if this
to be
is
fair,
how
you
you told
wouldn't know.
me.
I just lean in and go, don't worry, Liam, he doesn't look like you.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. But I could do the whole like feel in the face, and I'd be like, that's a big nose, and those are some big lips. Anyway, back
Liam.
to the film.
Back to the movie.
I actually thought the actress who played Laura, whose name is Samantha Scully, I thought she did really good.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I think
don't
she,
know
like,
how accurate.
Believably portrayed a blind person in this
Yeah,
film.
there were a couple of bits where I was like, I don't think that's how being blind works necessarily, but like, she's clearly a sighted actor who...
Yeah, and there was a couple of nice touches that I liked, like when she was pouring drinks. The way that blind people hold glasses is they have like a finger over the rim, so when
Yeah.
they're pouring, they can tell when to stop.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of those little touches that were in there that I was like, clearly they've probably like done a bit of research to this.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of effort went into this film in a lot of different areas. Unfortunately,
It's not the script.
The script wasn't one of those areas.
No,
'Cause it's not.
There's,
It's a poor script.
there's a lot of this film that I was quite bored when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the interesting bits are like obvious stuff, like when Ricky finally catches up to them at the house. It's not even then, to be honest. It gets interesting when they actually start confronting him.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole bit where, like, a lot of the time I didn't really understand what was meant to be happening. Like, the brother's girlfriend goes up to the door.
Yeah.
Ricky punches through it and grabs her.
Yeah. Straight, like, chokes her.
Yeah, chokes her. Ricky gets stabbed in the hand
Yeah.
or the arm.
Yeah.
Lets her go. Then you get, like, 10 more minutes of the film where Ricky's not there, and they're like wandering around the house, and I was like, well, what's Ricky doing? Just standing outside, being like, Laura,
Probably, yeah.
Laura.
That was quite a good impression.
It was. That wasn't me being a dick. That is
No.
genuinely
Yeah.
how he sounds.
Yeah.
It's just things like that. They were just, which is down to the script. It's just weird little bits where you're like, it almost felt like this is meant to be reaching the pinnacle,
One
and
of
then suddenly we
my
plateaued and went up a bit.
one of my favourite bits, which shouldn't be, it's also a bit tragic, is when I think they're in like a basement or something. It's just
Yeah.
Laura and Ricky facing off. The brother's been badly injured. He's lying down.
Yeah.
And Laura like smashes a light and is like, now we're even. But what she doesn't realise is that there's a door that's ajar that's letting in a lot of light. And you can still
Yeah.
see everything pretty
Oh yeah,
clearly.
Ricky's fine.
Like,
Ricky's not blind.
no, I don't think she realised that they really weren't even at that point.
No. I also super. Probably some of my favourite scenes come from the police captain,
Yeah.
who is maybe the most incompetent police officer in the world.
When he just starts selling the cellular phone, just like a sales pitch for a cellular phone halfway through.
Yep. Also, when he's got the doctor in his car who's been working on this project for years, who is clearly kind of insane. He's like talking about how Ricky's not actually a murderer.
Yeah.
This is the solution to all murders. They will save everyone by doing this.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not going to kill Ricky, right? The policeman's like, well, no, we will if we have to. And he's like, oh, yeah, don't kill Ricky. And then the police officer just pulls up in a parking lot and goes, give me a second, gets out the car, leaves his keys in, wanders off for a little bit,
Well,
and then is shocked when the...
It's not just
doctor
give me a
drives away.
second. He's like, oh, I need to go and drain the lizard or something.
That's
drain
it, yeah,
the
he makes
reptile.
a shitty pee joke.
Yeah.
And then he's shocked when the doctor rides away.
Yeah.
And then, to be fair, the policeman kind of does nothing. Just right at the end, he's like, you all right, Laura? She's like, yeah.
Yeah. I think this is the weakest of the entire series from my memory.
Including one.
I quite like one.
I don't remember what my thoughts on one. I remember it being very long and not interesting for a lot of it.
It's not that long. One has some iconic scenes. It has
It
the warm
does.
side of the door. It has the lady being impaled on the antlers.
This is true. No, I think one struggled at the beginning, but then becomes a better film. Whereas this film, is not great for most of it,
Yeah.
if not all of it.
But we had to get this one done because
We do.
you need to see how it all pans out in number 4.
Yeah. So I'm assuming from this point on, and I guess you're not going to tell me, but I'm assuming Ricky is the serial killer now.
We'll have to wait and see. We've just got 1 year to wait.
I hope he gets more glass bulbs on him. Like, now that he's been shot by a shotgun in the shoulder, so they put a little glass bulb on his shoulder.
You just see his heart through it.
It honestly wouldn't surprise me.
I
By
think-
the end, he is literally just a glass bowl rolling around,
Oh,
dressed as Santa.
and like, you shake him up and all his organs start moving around. I think I've said this before, but genuinely, while 4 is my favourite, I think your favourite is going to be 5, if I remember rightly.
Okay.
So
I think you have said that before.
that is kind of what we're building to here.
Yeah, we were getting 1, 2, and 3 out of the way so we could get to 4 and 5.
Yeah, exactly. This was a 5-year project that we started. We was
Yeah.
aware of that. We was optimistic that the podcast would last that long. We're
It
over
was a bold
halfway.
decision.
Yeah,
Exactly, we're nearly there.
yeah. The thing is, I've got a lot of other Christmas films that I want to introduce you to, but we've just got to get through these
But you
first.
started this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, there's
Yeah.
one called Tangerine that I genuinely would really like your thoughts on.
Is that the transgender one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm probably going to watch that before you recommend it on the podcast.
let's find out. We've only got 3
Alright,
years
well,
to
yeah.
wait.
Yep. We'll see.
Yeah. But there's other Christmas horror ones as well that I haven't seen, but we can discover
Well,
them
there's stuff
together.
like Krampus and stuff that came out
Oh
recently.
yeah, I have seen that. And one called Rare Exports.
Oh, I didn't know, but I've not heard of that one.
There's another one that came out last year, I think, called Better Watch Out, which is the subtitle of this one. Is it related? Don't think so.
Is anyone rebooting Silent Night, Deadly Night?
I think it got a remake in 2012.
Did it actually?
I think so. So we can always
Well,
do
we're going to
that.
have to do that as well. Oh my god, Liam just dropped his pen in rage.
I mean, yeah, we might have to do that, but we'll see. Do you really want to commit to another year of Silent Night
I
Night
really
films?
don't. I really don't. I mean, so far, number 2 has been my favourite so far.
I see why. What would you give
Because
this out of 5?
My heart's telling me 3, but that seems too high.
That's
for this
way
film.
too high.
Yeah. I think it's maybe a 2.
Yeah,
I think my
I'm
heart's
at a
being
2.
a little bit too Christmassy.
Yeah. I think, like the Grinch, your heart grew a few too many sizes there.
But I've pushed it back.
That's the way to do it.
2.
Yeah, it's a 2 from me.
It's not a great movie. It's just, it feels like a very generic slasher film of that era. It feels like someone going, I want to do a slasher film. I know it isn't that because it already had its franchise and whatever, but it does feel like, what are the others doing? Let's just do that.
Let's just make some money.
Yeah, exactly. I did read online that the director of this film, I believe, said it was his proudest. He was so proud of this film, right? And I was like, oh, okay. This was before I watched it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I read down, and the reason he was so proud is not a good reason, because he said he was so proud of how quickly they did it, because they turned around a script in a week and shot it all in about 2 months.
Believable.
I think total this film took about 3 months to do.
Yeah, so there's a bit of trivia here on IMDb that said the original script was discarded and rewritten in 1 week. That started in March of 1989. Yep. Principal photography had finished by the end of April. Editing was done in May, and the movie was first screened in July. So
it's literally just... And he was like, I'm so proud that we did that. And I was like, oh, well, you shouldn't have been.
Yeah. So the director has said at a screening of this film in 2008 that he thought that this film was his best work, but not his best movie.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Yeah.
This is my best work, but not my best movie.
I guess,
does he mean
like
he
you said,
didn't put much effort into a better movie?
Oh no, maybe it's because, like you said, because he turned it around so quickly. He was like, "Oh, I worked really hard on that.
My work was good." Yeah, okay.
But I've as a cohesive whole. But again, if it comes down to script at the end of the day,
and that is the weakest part.
Yeah, maybe they should spend more than a week on it. But it's not the director's fault if the script is weak. Which might be why he's like, "It's my best work." He's like, "Well, I did the best I could with the script that I was given, but I've had previous better movies because the script I was given was better."
Possibly.
But yeah, I think 2 out of 5 is fair. Dear listener, did you get festive with Silent Night, Deadly Night 3? Let us know.
Let us know.